So for me, James, I think Griffin is the player I'm going to be watching. You pointed him out yesterday an awful lot. You're saying he's very strong at the objective play, but also being such an old school player who's slightly out of practice, he's like a sleeping giant. He can have quite a variance of skill, I feel. And today, it's going to be crucial in this top 4 that he really does join up with his team and do the business. He's going to get the inaugural frag, as we are on board with Yenam above the MacGuffin.
Yeah, what you say about Griffin's very true. And the thing about Griffin is he's very competitive. He's been a competitor for a long time, and tough competition doesn't faze him. There's a lot of players that get into these finals and they start choking because they haven't got the experience. Griffin does. So you might even see him elevate his gameplay from yesterday just because he's just used to handling tough situations under a lot of pressure.
It's going to be Death Throw, making that throw out to Yenam. Not a lot of stack here on the side of AimScamz, but yeah, they're not going to be able to get anywhere, actually. Sane's there with the interception and the cap. First wave defense coming up. All his team now readying up for the Vindicator. It's going to go to Saigib. Sane with an opportunity here with the pins from up top, but whiffs 3 in a row. And ooh, that may come back to bite him as this power-up barrels onto the point.
Yeah, Saigib with power-up should be pretty devastating, and this should be a cap. Can't see much happening otherwise, though Zane in a nice position behind the waterfall, trying to defend the base. And there is a throw-off. I quite like throwing it away from the power-up carrier sometimes, because the power-up carrier can actually deviate from the run and secure some additional kills just before you cap. Yenam with the Mega, though, very safe to bring it back to base. Unfortunately, it looks like he's got a lot of guns, but just going to spam people down with the machine gun. And then Brick to come in from behind. Yeah, not sure.
It's early, so, probably, wherever he is. I don't know.
That's what I love about Brick. Like, I've seen Brick play, you know, he's just got smarter and smarter when it comes to his MacGuffin runs, and that little rocket jump there got him onto the point. Unfortunately, they weren't able to hold it. I don't think it was a bad play, but, you know, it was necessary. But they do get the recap, and Saigib now on point. Brick back there with a rocket launcher, not going to be able to do much. Saigib doesn't want to check the red armor. It was picked up a little bit earlier by Zane. Zane actually taking the red and not going up the lift. You can see him pushing in for the blue, now on point.
Griffin makes that frag happen, and that may well lead to something. It all gets a bit messy, but Zane's still on point. MacGuffin in hand. Going out lower, Yenam though takes him while he's falling, and it's more score for AimScamz.
Yeah, you can kind of look at the damage and see what I meant by the firepower that they have at AimScamz. All of them are in the 1k damage. Brick actually only 700 damage. Zane just got into the 1ks. Griffin's been there for a while. It's not too much of a a story to be told by that, because when you're the attacking team, you do eat a lot more damage sometimes than the defending team, just because you are easier to hit and more predictable. But certainly tells the story of why we're a little bit at the 80% mark here for AimScamz. Brick to pick up, gets nice pincer shot there by Yenam through the gel, well, the little window at the back there by what players call tree. He steals himself the Vindy for it as well. And this was, of course, the pick of AimScamz, so
yeah,
they're feeling very comfortable on MacGuffin. That's, I think, I know Brick likes his wipeout actually a little bit more these days. I'm not sure why. I'd assume he would be more into these kind of team modes, but it's a good sign to pick a mode and win the first round, but we'll see if they can close it up.
Brick does get the touch, Griffin as well, but they're getting mowed down pretty quickly, and that will be the end of round 1. AimScamz, I think, playing as we expect them to, and are achieving what we expect.
Yeah, the attacks were difficult there. They weren't overly synced. I didn't see a lot of, there wasn't big wins on the point. It was all very scrappy, so the defense was solid. But maybe, Jehar, we can check in with AimScamz and just see how they're doing on comms as they go into round 2. I used Gerhard's name there, by the way, just to make sure he definitely was listening. Stand by.
Enemy MacGuffin.
Roger, roger. Rick with the MacGuffin. And gonna get a nice little frag on the side of that. And I love this point. A, for me, is a much more entertaining site. I feel like the strong positions are a little bit more ambiguous. And some teams just seem to do so much better here than others, whereas sort of B plays itself. But yeah, I think it's my favourite MacGuffin base. Always very interesting to see how people approach it. Sort of create this Bermuda Triangle of death.
There's a lot of room. Yeah, there's a lot of room, so there's a lot of places you can stand. So it's quite unique how you want to defend. The point that we just saw captured there by AimScamz, that one's a little bit more obvious where you should be and where the threats are coming from. But there's it's tough on the other side. It really shows the difference between the two teams on MacGuffin. But it looks like we're ready to listen in on aimscamz.gg. And remember, some of the players are streaming, so if you do want to go grab them, you can mute us and listen to them
Might be there.
as you please.
Yeah, there was one there.
One on red.
Yes, I'm dying, but they're on red. Killed. Rolled
Having
him.
red.
Yeah, broke his armor.
Do Omega. There, he's weak on Mega. Nice job.
Dead.
No idea.
One
Mega.
red jump pad, dead.
I'm gonna get Mega.
I'm staying with you. Direct this guy.
Yep. I'm holding upper.
Sane's weak on red. Red left.
Killed him.
I'm going red.
Yes, I'm trying to help you.
I think
One on
yeah,
point.
yard.
Hit weak. I'm focusing point.
Having him. Direct it.
Dead. 2 plat. I'm holding plat. Same
Fighting.
weak.
Dead.
Last one.
Nice.
Any
red
bubbles?
time?
That
Red, 27. Blew up.
Blue. Blue.
one
40.
on Mega.
2 mega.
Yes.
Killed one.
Good job.
Just spamming LG.
Red now.
They're on Mega.
Right now.
I can't get 0. Crack them at least.
Red still up.
One
You
Mega.
can get.
Yep,
I'm
getting.
dead. One on
No,
fire.
not getting.
Okay.
58 is red. 58. We spawned
Enemy
plasma.
MacGuffin.
Not jail.
Yeah, I'm
Not
getting
jail.
your blue. I'm going banana then.
He's left. Weak left. At red.
Yes, 2 red. 3 red.
Blocking off.
All 3 are still red. He went back up to our base. Remember, 58 is red.
He's banana.
Yeah, he's red left.
Okay.
He's going red.
Dead.
I got 12.
Take everything. Yep.
Oh,
One
fuck.
sniper.
Careful. Just come. I'm going first.
Mega. Rub Mega.
One
Double
point.
red save.
One point. I can't see him.
Oh,
I got him. 23 red.
15. His quad.
plat. Plat.
Quad to red. One
14
Mega.
red.
Yes,
I'm
quad
just
now.
playing-
One on quad.
The one on base.
I'm trying to help at the point.
Okay.
I will be here
Watching that
soon.
fire. Still fire. Got it.
Nice job.
There we have it. A commanding 2-0 from AimScamz. They didn't sound very stressed at all.
No, they complete control, right? Control of the item timing. Saiga did a great job controlling that Mega. Only gave 1 away to Zane, but still stripped off 100 of the Mega health pickup. And also Defro, you could hear him timing the red armor. And because of that timing, they knew it was coming 58. They knew Zane wanted to play for it. And that shut down the last potential run there for Minority Port. And look at the damage difference here. It's very rare to see a team being a whole 1,000 plus damage per player over the enemy team, and to say the game was even, it was not even. It was not at all. You know, Brick and Zane, very objective. You know, Brick especially, you know, likes to play the objective a lot, throwing himself, but not getting the engages he wants. But it's very hard to get the engages versus a team set up and that are just on top of their comms today. So looking good for AimScamz, 1-0. Could be the team that upset Liquid today, considering Minority Report actually took a map off Liquid, and I think AimScamz, that was a more convincing victory than maybe Liquid sometimes had over them. I mean, if not at least equal.
Yeah, they just looked really, really good. I mean, I think the really telling moment for me was, I predicted the pick, yes, is when we saw all 3 of Minority Report trying to get out through red, and they just couldn't move. The constant aggression from AimScamz coming in, keeping them weak, and then Sane, who had the MacGuffin, eventually was just left alone, picked off. And what was quite a nice attack they made and a nice pull just wasn't turned into anything. But
Yeah,
we're gonna
and the
Wellspring,
difference
we're gonna
between-
wipe out. It's very different.
Yeah, The difference between some of the teams when they lose the MacGuffin and they go to base, AimScamz are very confident and know if they just find people on the, on trying to cross, great. Fight them once before you even fight them in base, and they did it very successfully off good timing and good comms. So, Wellspring, going to be the pick of Minority Report. As I mentioned, this is surprisingly one of their kind of favorite modes, but going to be tough. Saigib actually getting 2 kills, Defro getting 1, and I say tough, but more deadly, I guess. Not how you want to start.
Really
Maybe we should listen in to Minority Report and just see how they're going to adapt and handle this. Because it's like going up against Saigib and Yanam is nuts.
I'm going back top from top Bell.
This mode.
Saigib's weak. Lower mid.
Two Balk.
1 dead, Bell, 2 Balk. I'm pushing Balk. Ugh. Behind them. 10 seconds. Don't play too aggro.
Two upper water, both very weak. That was
One
one
down.
That was
2 down.
That was the guys.
That's their first lives.
Yeah.
He's dirt.
Dropping dirt.
Back in 7.
They're pushing me dirt. I'm dead.
3.
Good job. Just hang tight for 10 seconds.
Fuck.
I had to shoot that rock.
Yeah.
Ooh, we
That was
may
my
have
bad,
a bit
that
of a
rock gave it
mismatch
away.
on our hands, James. That was...
Yeah, it's tough. And what they're doing is what we saw the team of Polsey, Neezy, and Cook do, which is collapse on your opponents fast. When you know you have the advantage, do not spread out, get the information and go. Because any small amount of damage is just adding to the pressure and adding to the chances of you winning. And this is the first time, I think Liquid do this somewhat, but I haven't seen it to this kind of aggressive extent. I think really the early starts that they're getting and just how successful the earlier starts are for AimScamz are opening up the opportunity to play aggressive, because they're always getting about a life ahead. But this round looking a tiny bit more even at least.
Yeah, a little bit, although Brick now left alone for 5 seconds, getting knocked around, and he is going to fall 3-0 already.
This is
okay.
Minority Report pick.
I mean, I think when we talk about this sort of very aggressive, all 3 together, focus firing style, it's like a death ball. It just simplifies the game in a big way. Right?
There we go.
All the coordination goes out the window.
Yeah. Saigib got knocked out of the map. That's how you kill Saigib. Don't exchange a shaft fight. Just knock him out with Implosion Weeble or whatever it was. Brick unfortunately lost his first life to Defra and Saigib that round, probably only doing about 100 damage in return. So Brick's first life unfortunately not great. His second life looks like it's about to end, and that's going to be waiting for his second respawn time now. So he's already on a pretty decent respawn time. Saigib, I think, on his second life, but is getting healed up. But this one is, now it's closer. Come on. They made it past the 49 second mark. Almost to a minute.
This is unprecedented. We've never seen it before. We may never see it again. If
we never knew
AimScamz
Wipeout could go so long.
Lasts about as long as you. Sane pushing in with the rocket. Gonna take down Saigib and
GMT.
This is a good... Yeah, mate.
I just want to say that my time with your mum is very private, and you should tell her not to talk about it. Thank you.
Okay. Sane. Gonna get dropped. It's Griffin left alone with the entirety of the map on his shoulders. And he can hear the enemies converging on him. They know where he is. It's just a case of shooting him once. 4-0, 2-0. AimScamz have done it. And they've done it, making it look easy.
Yeah. And again, Brick and Zane just unfortunately not able to get kind of going in this. Griffin does use a lot more rocket launcher, so his damage is, quite high, but it's risky damage, and they went for that top fight versus AimScamz. But you add you add Saigib into the mix here. You know, Saigib being on their team before, fighting against Vedmedic, that was more even. But removing, just putting Saigib over, it's just like, there are some modes that he's just devastating on. Like, he doesn't need to think and wipe out. He just needs to hit and tell you who he's hitting.
I mean, it begs the question to me, if you were to form the NA Dream Team to challenge Liquid, is it AimScamz, or would you, like a general manager, make a change?
Unfortunately, I don't want to be rude. But there's one player there that you could replace with another player on AimScamz. And it's not because he's bad at all. He's extremely good. But it's just the case there's always another player that might have better synergy or might even fit, more. So, I think Defro holds what he does very well, and actually he's going to get better and better in this team because Defro is very adaptive, right? He can do any job and he can do it well, and that's kind of nice because he's very reliable. He's not he doesn't have as much pop-off potential as Saigib per se, but I think when he realizes how much room Saigib's giving his team, Defro will get enabled more and play even better. When you're looking to upgrade players, you have to be like, do I want a mechanical player? Do I want... Yeah, it's best of 5. We got one more.
I'm so... Oh, God.
Did you just leave the lobby? Were you done for the day?
No, I just...
Yeah. But anyway, when you're looking to upgrade a player, it's not that simple, right? Because there's never really a complete player. Like, one of the most complete players that we know of in the NA scene is really Rafa. I think close to that is Yenom. Saigib's up there. But some of these players that look like they aren't, couldn't join a top team, it's not, they actually, I think, could. It's just that they aren't there. They aren't in that team to show how good they can be in that team, for example, right? There's even players in Europe that I played against in practice, like Base, and it was so hard to fight versus Base in terms of his just aim, his mechanics. He was just a nightmare. But his team had a very little practice, so he didn't, do very well in the tournament. But you would actually consider Base I would consider him as a top tier pick, to fit into a team. Right. And this is somewhat that goes with NA as well, right? There are some players that don't get to show how good they are yet because they aren't fully enabled. Anyway, here we go. Marina.
Once again, for Minority Report. Gonna go to MacGuffin once again. Yeah, Brick starts off with a frag. Let's have a look over at if I can find players around the second red. Always about the second red, James. Hugely important.
Yep.
Like
a lot of people pick it up straight away. There is a tactic where you delay it so it spawns after 30 seconds. This is something that we did a little bit just to kind of confuse the enemy, so they would wait at red, we'd get the MacGuffin and throw it off because they didn't see the first pickup being on 6 or 7 seconds. But most teams will just take it, try and secure red and get the second one. And they are able to do so, and the cap came in for AimScamz, so already off to a good start. And Griffin and Zane holding red, but look at the pressure. It's like red spawning, and it's just like, yeah, we capped. We don't need anybody apart from Yenom with a pincer in base, who's already got 100 armor. Yeah. Everyone else can just fly out, push the red, push the Vindy. Griffin traditionally gets it, which he has, but even going up against Saigib, going up a jump pad, down to 19 HP. And now he's like, he might as well kill himself.
Yeah, goes to Saint. See what he can do.
And now Zane has to wait for
the
Zane had to wait for the 20-second red pickup. Saigib knows that it's going to be a late push, and so he actually pressures, calls where the power-ups is going, and Yenom sets up a track behind the windows as shotgun. It's just like, this is clinical. This is a dismantling of every single attack the enemy wants to do. Right? There's just so much control here in favor of AimScamz. And Saigib, that's pretty amazing. Shaft to even take that shot. I would have given up and gone, I should use a rocket. But he somehow finds the angle.
It's great. Like, they've got this great coordination, but at the same time, they've got so much confidence in winning their one-on-ones anyway. Every situation's a good one right now for AimScamz. It's going to be a Minority
And
Report to try and mix things up. If they're going to make it happen, can they defend though? Brick on point. Yeah.
Long way to go.
Exposed.
Over just under 70%. Saigib already picked up, throws it down rugs past Zane, which exposes him to a shot. And then there's another throw off to Yanum. Everyone just hitting right now for AimScamz, and they just keep on hitting. The accuracy's, pretty crazy. That was an 80% pincer after that, just before that miss, now to 77. He's on 69 now, you're done. Take a few more.
Hey, there we go. Back to 72, back to 75. If only commentary was always this easy. Just reading a number.
Yeah.
Pushing in is Brick. And they need to make this next cap count as Vindicator coming up. Griffin over by Mega. How they play around this Vindy is going to be absolutely crucial. He's going to try for a throw. Death throws there to intercept though. And Griffin is going to manage to get the Mega, but Saigib's here with the power up. Brick with the frag. It's very important that they get that one, because holding against overtime is just a different beast entirely.
Oh, that throw, actually. I think there's an enemy player up there. I believe you're on Brick.
On Brick,
Sometimes I lose you as an observer. I think I have some options on that kick me off your POV every once in a while, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Point capped. Defro gonna throw it off with just 1 point of HP. It's gonna end up in the little cubby. Yanum to pick up.
Oh,
nice
Yanum!
180 rocket. An absolute slugfest down there right now, but Saigib comes up trumps, and actually Zane didn't see him. Runs underneath and does some damage.
Takes the high ground, kills Brick, it's over. Minority Report are 1 round away from loser's bracket. Let's listen
so
in
I think we
as
should
they
check
try
in with
round.
Minority. Yeah, let's listen into Minority Report. See, hopefully they're in good spirits, but yeah, and I don't mean vodka.
Trying to get our blue.
I can start with Mega.
Real blue.
I'll be lower red here. So.
I'll put red. 1 on red hurt.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, 1 on red. It's 29.
1 more red. No.
Focus on nothing.
Good job.
It's going basement right now. Crossing through basement. Get Mega and then let's attack.
Yep.
There's 2 Mega stuff.
Dead Mega. 1 more Mega gonna die. 2 dead. 3.
I'm gonna go take it red. Take it red, and let's get red.
2 here.
Risky move.
They're gonna take
Really risky.
1 more, and then get Vindy.
Just throw it at the
Oh, come drop. He's weak, man. He's sorry.
They got quad too.
Griffin should have gone under red there.
Is that
Knowing that his opponents would have been waiting on red, it would have been a guaranteed cap. So he wanted to get a bit greedy on getting the red pickup, but it wasn't secured by his team, and that's what left him to lose that MacGuffin run. And now Saigib has power up. Defro got the MacGuffin from the red push from Griffin, which is, you got to make a decision. You're not always going to make the right one. Wasn't obviously the correct one in that situation, and that might cost them the round, to be honest. But we'll see. Still some time. We can keep on going with the comms. I was just talking over the situation to explain it a little bit.
I'm on their point. I'm dead.
Mega's
One
go
more,
Mega side.
80.
40.
So I can hit for 80. Getting rid of
Mega's up.
pushing.
Mega's up.
13.
thing?
Mega 27.
Alright, let's push in.
Get him hurt.
They're all hurt.
You can throw it mid.
Do it mid.
Good job.
It's that window.
This window.
I had to throw it heaven. Never mind.
They got going telly. He's screaming with it.
He's going mid.
Red now. Got. Got.
40.
I'm gonna throw it back mid.
No.
Okay.
I got
You can
55
drop it to
health.
me actually. Drop it.
Do it mid, bro.
Jeez. I'm gonna throw it back. Actually, holding it,
He's
holding it,
weak.
holding
Death
it.
throw's
I'm
weak
going
at red.
red.
Above you.
Capping.
Oh, they're gonna be above you.
Low.
Do it red stuff.
Red.
Yes, he threw a red. Still stuck at red.
Hurt on red.
Indicator.
He's gonna
Yeah, I'm
cap.
setting up a
They're
power
gonna
up.
go for Vindy.
Yeah.
One on power up, very weak. Saget.
Dead. One more rail.
Pushing right away.
Yep, pushing. From
Going
LG.
rugs.
One behind you, Rugs. One at red. He got it. Next one, 35. He's
I'm
mid.
going lower mega.
Okay,
Actually, I'm
I
going
got
upper
Meg.
mega.
Get Megas up for you. 55.
Railed like
One
a few
heaven's
times. I need help.
screaming.
They gotta go back, Meg.
Yeah, cross Mega now.
He's dead, dead. Mega window.
I'm gonna throw it. No, let's
That
take
was
care of
still
this.
Mega. Okay.
There's two here, two here, two here.
Ooh, good
I
one.
took. It's down. They got it. Bridge teleported.
Yeah, they're crossing in.
I'm coming in.
They're all railed.
Touched.
Did as well. He's screaming in him.
Can't
Don't
touch
know if
them.
I can
I
touch
think that'll
this.
be it. So there we go. A 3-0